Okay, thank you very much, Elizabeth, for joining me once again for fifth year running, for the start of Brain Tumour Awareness Month, and to share your update on what your year's been like. So I know that's a big question, isn't it?
Yeah.
How are you doing, firstly?
I'm still alive, and that's a bonus. It was touch and go for a while there, but
Yes.
yeah, it was a very busy year. A lot of chemo, which was incredibly hard. A referral to the hospice, which scared the life out of us, but was much needed. We got a holiday in, which was great. Unfortunately, more chemo. I think the tumour pretty much exploded in my head towards the end of last year. So it was a bit touch and go. We were putting everything in order. Was hoping that we'd get to Christmas. Weren't sure if we were going to get there. But I kept turning up to appointments to keep everyone on their toes. So it's this of you accept the diagnosis, but there's no way on this earth I'm going to accept the prognosis. So kept pushing through and booking in all the glimmers, things to look forward to. I made it to my 40th, which was the biggest milestone. And as you know, I was too scared to even think about getting there. So when it did happen, it was brilliant. I had the biggest party I've ever had, and rightly so. It was incredible. Just seeing how many people came. I think, I didn't think anyone would come, if I'm honest. And then about 200 people, which was pretty phenomenal, really. I'm still a little bit up in the clouds with that one. I haven't gone through the photos yet, but we'll get there. So yeah, it's been a good year. It's been a busy year. I have got all my affairs in order now, so I'm organised at least. I've enjoyed another cracking year with the kids. They're driving me nuts, but I'm here for it, which is the most important thing. Lots of concerts, time with friends, and the concert that I organised, I made it to in Christmas. So we raised an awful lot of money for our local hospice, St Christopher's. And as I keep joking with everyone, I'm hoping for that room with a view when the time comes. I think I've earned it now. Yeah, it's been good. And I've been helping friends as well that are going through similar situations. The care that you get is very similar, regardless of the cancer type you have. Teaching friends, or not teaching them, advising them how to go forwards with things to ask for, how to advocate for themselves, like I have learnt to over the last, where are we, 5.5 years now, which is no mean feat at all. What's it, top 5%, I think? So I'll add that.
That's right.
Yeah, and just helping people newly diagnosed or people that are a few years down the line. How to deal with the chemo, the MRI scans, and letting people know that it's okay to ask questions about their care, questions about the processes. If they're newly diagnosed, just checking in with them and asking if they've got what they need. And if not, helping them and directing them to the people that they need to speak to. Having a good medical team is so important, and having a good relationship with them, which not everybody does. It seems to be you do need to shout sometimes for what you need if you have a team that doesn't listen to you, for instance, or aren't available. I'm lucky. I guess I've been around long enough now that I've got a really good relationship with yourself and Omar, my consultant, even my surgeon, Jose, he's always there. And that is such an important thing. You know that you've got someone you can call. If you've got questions, if things aren't going your way, and the hospice have been brilliant, absolutely brilliant. If I had known, I think at the beginning, exactly what was available to us in terms of care, somebody that will answer the phone 24/7. We had some very dark days with chemotherapy. It was a particularly harsh one. Not many people have heard of it, etoposide. I thought chemo once a day was bad enough, but trying to take those tablets twice a day is something else. It led to a very quick loss of all hair, everything, and I mean everything. We keep laughing through it, through the vomiting, through the pain, through the swelling up. I did resemble the Michelin Man for a while there, but got to a point where I was able to drop down on the steroids eventually, and I did call it a day on treatment. It was awful, and Oma reminded me that I've always said it's about quality of life over quantity, and I said I can't do it anymore. We came back from a holiday, I couldn't keep anything down, and that's when we made the call for the referral for the hospice, and they've looked after us really well and helped us all the way through. Obviously, we've still got the girls at home, so when I'm throwing up and Mike's on sick bowl duty, it's rough for everybody. Still having to get up, and I don't have to do the school runs, but I choose to do the school runs because that keeps me in a routine and keeps me going, gives me purpose. But yeah, it's not been an easy year, but I've got through it, and with the help of friends and family, an incredibly supportive family. Friends have been brilliant. Community have been fantastic. All the neighbours, they all help where they can. If it's taking the dog out for a walk or taking the children for a walk, either or gives us a bit of a break. So yeah, but I'm still here, so I cannot complain. When things get hard, they get hard. But as my granny keeps saying to me, where there's life, there's hope. So that keeps us going, keeps us busy. So yeah.
And in terms of the hospice, you've mentioned, initially it feels like a really frightening thing to have to consider, doesn't it, a referral? And in terms of advice for other people from your experience now, do you think there is a right time for referral, or do you think there's a need that maybe people don't realise that they could help with, or what would your advice be now that you know what you know?
Now that I know, I wish I'd taken up that offer 5 years ago. We have on-call nurses. There's a team of nurses. You pick up the phone, they will answer any time of the day or night, and you don't have to suffer in silence. If you need pain relief, if you need someone there with you, they'll come. It's an out of hours service. It's brilliant. My GPs won't come out to us. We are, I think, half a mile out of their remit. So I had to sign something to say I'd never call them out of hours. So knowing that I've got those nurses on standby takes that pressure off of myself, off of my husband. It means my family aren't worrying so much as they don't live down the road. But if I do call my parents, for instance, they were here within 40 minutes when I was really poorly. But I don't want that pressure on them. So the nurses will come out. They have their routine. They have their daily routines. They come around and see us when I'm on steroids and need bloods checking. They will come out and check my bloods. But I did ask them to show us how to do it ourselves. So we can do that without them having to come out for a 5-minute appointment, if you like. And I have regular meetings there where I go and meet my nurse. I've assigned a nurse, and they just check in with me, how I'm doing, what do I need anything. And complementary therapies have been brilliant. I had reflexology and acupuncture, which was incredible. I had 5 weeks of that, and it was the highlight of my week. I loved it. And at the same time as having that, through the King's oncology, I get psychology appointments as well, which are worth their weight in gold. speaking to someone who's not involved in my situation directly, it's nice to be able to offload any problems I've got without worrying about who I'm going to upset, whether it's family or friends. And talking is just, I find it cathartic. It just takes so much off my mind. And they don't tell me what to do, but they suggest ways of tackling issues, whether it be breaking the news of treatment illness to the children, which we have done now. We've told them what's been going on. And I know they're resilient. They haven't mentioned it since, and I've taken them to the hospice, which I thought was brilliant, a day out. I mean, it saved some money. They got to feed some fish. And yeah, I don't want secrets from them, because if they don't find out from me, they're going to find out from somebody else. And it's better coming from me. I know how to explain it to them. I know what works, what doesn't work. And yeah, they've been brilliant, the kids. Still push the limits, obviously, but they're acting like normal kids, which is what we want. And yeah, they're my kids. I love them, but they're still assholes. They're still kids. They're all doing the same. It makes me feel better that they can do that and they carry on. But they are the main cause of my seizures. And people say, oh, you're just joking. I'm really not. I have a seizure when they kick off. I just have to remove myself from the situation. And my husband is brilliant at saying, you go, you need to sit out of this one. And he deals with it. Usually a bedtime, which comes in handy. I can dodge that. So yeah, I'm now on no standard treatment. We're out of options now. Initially, that was absolutely terrifying, but we now know what does work. I haven't had chemotherapy since August last year, and I continued with my Sativex medication, which most people will know is a cannabis, medicinal cannabis. And there were a couple of times where I had to drop down from taking it because I couldn't tolerate it. It's an awful lot of cannabis, a very high dose. And each time I dropped back, the tumour came back. So without a doubt, it's been holding back the cancer for, well, nearly 5 years, because every time I've done the chemotherapy, it's failed at around cycle 5. I've never got past cycle 5. So we decided to stop all chemotherapy treatment and to ramp up the cannabis medication. I then requested to go into antidepressants. It was too much trying to keep it all held down. I couldn't do it anymore. And to be honest, I am so surprised I made it to 5.5 years with no antidepressants. Really am. They're bloody brilliant. I've stopped crying. I was crying every 5 minutes. It was awful. Yeah, they're brilliant. If you can get on them and you need them, just do it. There's no shame in it whatsoever. And they've really helped. And apparently there could be some positives about it. I'm on citalopram. I don't know if people are on it. If you're on it, enjoy it. There is some, what would you say, Vicky? Some
It's anecdotal evidence, I'd say, but
yeah,
for the benefit of antidepressants and brain tumours. But like you say, either way, if it's lifted you out of a place where you still have to function because you've got 2 girls to get to school, but yet you've been giving devastating news, that in itself is their power, isn't it?
Absolutely. Yeah, they're fantastic. They've really helped. You add in the craziness of the hormones, potential perimenopause. I mean, God, give me a break. I just want to live a normal life. But all I can say is I'm still here. We take it one day at a time. If either my husband, Mike, or I are having a bad day, we just say to each other, one day at a time. Let's just live for today and see what tomorrow brings. And as long as we're here, we carry on. We've got each other, we've got support. We're both in therapy. The kids are in therapy. It's good to talk. If the kids are doing it, then we need to do it. To be better parents, or the best parents that we can be. And so far, so good. I mean, Mike's had a break from work, so he can get his head around what's going on. And we can spend time together, whether it's going for a coffee, a lunch, or cleaning the house together. It's time together, it's time together.
You're
So,
missing the gym workouts together, aren't you?
oh, yes, the gym every Wednesday. Yeah, it's, I don't know if I go for the exercise or the banter. I'm not quite sure. If I don't lock myself indoors, I don't see anybody, so I have to get out of the house. So we've got our routine every Wednesday morning. Off to the gym we go. And I should do more than that. I'm doing a walking challenge at the moment. It's a virtual challenge. So I've got a few hundred, I don't know if it's 1,000 kilometres to walk in a few months. So that'll get me up and out walking. That'll help with the joint pain and everything else that is falling down around me. But it gives me a push to get out and something to aim for. I won't be lifting the heavy weights like Mike does, but it's movement and it all helps. So, and I feel the benefits of it. It's a struggle to get up in the morning to get there. And everyone tells me I look awful when I get there, but I'm here. I turned up, you know. I might fall over a bit and I'm a bit wonky, but yeah, I still turn up. That's the important thing, making that effort. Yeah.
Yeah, it really is. And in terms of, we've talked about it before, but I think it's just you've got such good advice for people going for things like their MRI scans. So you've talked before about advocating generally
Yeah.
for people and teaching people how to advocate for themselves with treatment choices and things. For the MRI scan specifically, what advice would you give people to manage having their MRI scans? Because for some people, it's a hugely anxious
Yeah.
process just having the actual scan itself. What
Yes.
do you think can help?
As soon as you get into that room, speak to the radiologists. If you're anxious, tell them you're anxious. I mean, don't be rude about it. Kill them with kindness, I always say. Ask them to talk you through it. The moment you're in that scanner, ask them to talk you through the scan. They will break it down for you and let you know when it's happening or how long that part of the scan is going to be. Then they will tell you if you're having a perfusion, they will let you know when they're going to do the injections. Most likely, I can't say most likely because it depends on team to team, but it's usually a remote injection. So they don't come into the room, they'll hook you up to the machine and you'll get the perfusion. And it shouldn't hurt, it should not hurt. So if you feel any pain, press that buzzer because it shouldn't be hurting you. Obviously, you have the cannula put in. If you've got dodgy veins, tell them that you've got dodgy veins and ask them where you would like that cannula to go before it starts. If you have problems, they may well be able to request an anaesthetist to come or for you to go to the IV department to have that cannula put in. And that will instantly take away that worry of how it's going to go. I've had many, many fails on the cannula. I go around and ask for the people I know who can do it. I have a list. They laugh, but I tell them it is so, talk about scanxiety. It's just another level on top of that, which you could quite easily minimize with that help. Just talking to them, ask for music. They can do music, so ask. Some of them even have videos now. I've watched TV while I'm in there. I mean, how many scans have I had now, Vicky? Yeah.
I mean, 5.5 years worth, you know, every 3 months without fail, pretty much, right?
And all the extras on top.
And the extras, yeah.
And you walk in and they say, so have you had a scan before? You think to yourself, well, you haven't read my notes, have you? And I know what works, what doesn't work. And they go straight for my hand. I said, I'm really sorry, but no. And then what's the response? We'll give it a go. No, 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 no. Please, can you use my arm, not my hands? It's incredibly painful trying to get that much perfusion at high speed through your tiny your little veins in your hands. So I'm quite particular. Some don't like me talking back and saying, could you please not do it that way? Others are great. when you get a good team, it just takes the anxiety away in an instant. I thank them. I have emailed before and thanked the team. I mean, yeah, we're all very quick to criticise, very slow to actually give our thanks and appreciation when it does go right, you know. So hopefully then if I'm nice to them, they won't do me in when I'm in the tube. That's not going to happen. I know it's going to happen, but you never know.
You've made it out the other side each time.
Absolutely. And when one's done, I know you've got the worry of the results, but just getting out of there in one piece is brilliant. But it is so, it's such an anxious thing to go through. And sometimes I lie there and wonder if any of the radiologists have actually ever had an MRI themselves. They don't understand that feeling when you're in there, because it's not quick. Sometimes up to 40 minutes and you're lying in there. And if someone doesn't acknowledge you're in there still, or check you're still alive and breathing, I have come out quite angry before when the staff, because you have a mirror in front of you, you can see people behind you. You can't move because your head's pinned down, which is one of the terrifying aspects of it. But if you can see them having a jolly in the background and nobody bothers to ask how you are, that can make you really cross, especially if you've asked them to check in with you. And I have had some awful experiences where they've completely dismissed me and they've told me that they were too busy to ask how I was. It's not pleasant, but I'm not an arsehole to them. I just say, well, you could have just asked how I was. You know, it's not a nice experience. So, yeah, if you're not happy, let them know and press the buzzer. I'm always scared that I'm going to delay somebody else by pressing the buzzer, but at the end of the day, it's your well-being. It's you that's in that tube. So push away.
Such good advice, thank you. And in terms of just my final question to you, in that, you know, you have had another year full of everything, you
Yes.
know, I mean, everything. And then you're here for another Brain Tumour Awareness Month. What would you say in terms of raising awareness, what do you want people to know? What do you want people to realise who maybe don't know?
There's a lot of support out there. There's a whole community online of brain tumour survivors, newly diagnosed. Some are lucky enough to be cured, they're in remission. There's a lot of us out there, though, that know that is very unlikely to happen to us. So I guess you need to make the most of it. Nobody knows when your time's going to come anyway. We've just had a bit of a heads up. And yes, I wish this had never happened to me, but the life we're living now is better than it was 5.5 years ago. We appreciate the value of life. The gratitude I feel every morning when I wake up is incredible. I just get so excited about another day. You know, there's more people to still annoy, more to still tell to piss off. I'm not afraid of that anymore. And just being a bit positive, more positive about life, doing the things I want to do and not making excuses for not doing things. And whenever things are tough, it's my mum actually, she turns around and says she always remembers what Vicky told her back at the beginning. Stay positive. Whatever happens, stay positive. A lot of people say they don't know how we do it. I mean, I don't know how I do it. I just do. You get one chance, make the most of it. It could happen to anybody. Wherever I go, I always meet people that have unfortunately been affected by this. And my whole family's been affected by it. My sister-in-law, unfortunately, she has leukemia. She was diagnosed a week after I was diagnosed back in 2020. My dad was going through bladder cancer at the same time. We were having chemo at the same time. Not quite the father-daughter experience we were hoping for, but we got through it. We're still here. We have all supported each other. We're incredibly lucky with all the support we have. My girls are one of the reasons that keep me going. And I didn't think I would see them start school. let alone, I think my oldest is coming up for 10 this year. And that's an incredible moment to get to. I mean, I've still got to get there. I'm not going to jump for joy just yet, but I'm going to get there. I'm going to get there. I've got a lot of friends still to catch up with, more concerts to book in. And I did tell all of my friends that it's my legacy. I want them to keep going with it once a year. And that keeps me going right through the year. We're already talking about the next one. And yeah, I might have made them cry a bit, but it's music is life for me. It really is. And playing next to my daughter as well, that was a big moment. And raising money, raising awareness is huge. And if I can help other people through my own experiences, help them not go through the pain or anguish that I have, then that is positive. And we need to kick up a stink and make some noise to get the fundraising that this disease needs so very much. And we share it with each other. If anybody hears about a new treatment, we talk about it. People need to talk about these things. If you don't know much about it, go and watch these videos. They're full of information that can help you. If you haven't got the answers or haven't found the answers you want, ask someone in the community. Everyone wants to share and learn from each other. That is the important bit, and support each other. They're a very kind bunch. So, yeah, be kind to each other and share your information and your knowledge. It can help. You don't know who it could help, you know.
But
Yeah.
carry on the conversation. That's the
Yeah,
headline, isn't it?
absolutely.
Keep talking.
Yes. Yeah. You never know what we could find or who
Yeah.
you could help.
Who you could help exactly at what time.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much for sharing another year again with everybody. And I know a lot of people have reached out to you since these videos and appreciated. So thank you ever so much.
Thank you. I'm here for anyone that needs some help.
Thank you.